Jason Gray paved the way, changed the rain, released the pain. Least Hussein getting paid, trend setting, brighter days, doper rap, tighter sets, high in Delhi, I'm a fighter jet, Jeremy.
I'm a fighter jet. Y'all heard what it is, Mr. Gray Cloud. That's the big homie. Woodside Projects. Let's get it. Myself, OG Boricua Dandada, Rob K of MLW Confusion, Muffins Martinez, the wildest guy in the game. Listen, y'all know what it is. We're going to drop some shit on y'all. It's our last show of the week. And then, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with hopefully not a show from 6 months ago to talk some MLW or watch some MLW. Gentlemen, now, we previously kind of touched on the draft of Matt Cardona, right? Now, I had no give a shit when I seen this guy. Watching this promo, I was like, man, I'm kind of really interested to see Matt Cardona versus Mansoor, right? Like, I love the whole, you skip showers and I get cucumber washes, like my feet are clean. We're going to have a kiss my foot match. I dig this, right? Like, I think this is up his wheelhouse pause, and I think everything about this, Matt Cardona smashes a home run off the rip. I'm like, I'm invested. Do I see someone as wild and crazy as old man's kissing his foot? Hell no, right? Like, I don't see this as an option. I can see him busting this upside his head with a bottle, but everything that I think MLW was trying to say, well, we're going to bring in Matt Cardona and he can bring a buzz. I think this is what they envisioned, and it works for me. Gentlemen, kiss my foot match coming up. Matt Cardona, old man Mance, what y'all got?
Hey, man, I'm down for this. I don't have a problem with it. Last night's show was a little drag for me, but they hit it out the park when it comes to all the little interviews with Mark Cardona, the one with Delmi Exo, the one with Winnie Mac. Knowing stuff like that about them, that was really cool about it. But I'm really intrigued with the match between Mansoor and Cardona, just because Cardona is a big name. I mean, the guy is the indie king right now. The dude's everywhere when it comes to the indies. So, do I see him winning? Who knows, man? Because I'm pretty sure somebody's gonna cheat, get hit upside the head with a bottle. Especially the big dude, Saint Laurent, whatever his name is. He might get involved in this. You never know. Even the other chick, Steph, whatever her name is, La whatever.
Steph DeLander.
Yeah, her. She could probably, get involved in this too. So, who knows? We might get some surprises out of this here. But it went from not me being interested to now me being interested in the match. So, I'm definitely sold in it.
I'm not entirely sure.
My only problem. Give 1 second. My fault to cut you off because I had to say this. I like the entire process of everything he said, except for him saying, I aligned myself with the winner, MSL. What the fuck has MSL produced in MLW to have that crazy statement?
Microman.
Who Microman put the beats to him, and he's all up in a body cast.
First of all, I'm surprised there wasn't a lawsuit by the little people against MLW for that, because I'm pretty sure somebody picked up Microman and threw him across the room.
It was hilarious.
That's gotta be little people abuse or midget abuse or something. I mean, you can't be picking up little people and just throw them across the room like that.
Well, it's okay. It's technically okay if as long as it's not against their will. I mean,
I'm waiting for a lawsuit or one of the mini midgets at something Twitter, because they probably have little people.com or something going crazy. Going to be outside the venue next month picketing and shit. Can't throw little people.
Oh, you think they're gonna be picketing out there?
Hey, dude,
you can't buy that kind of promotion. Court. Totally buy that promotion. Pay a bunch of little folk with little tiny sides outside the 2300 arena and have them picket the abuse of Microman. That would be all the money.
It could be
all the money. Matt is back.
It could be Chef. It could be Jonathan Gresham. Anybody who's 5'4" under. Those guys could be out there picketing. Having a good time. Say no to throwing midgets. Say no to throwing little people. Say no That I'm just saying.
Have Gresham show up and then draft him.
Yes. With Chef as the manager.
Talk to me, Rob.
Over. I'm just saying. I'm surprised nobody's sued yet.
You gotta use your connections. You can, be a manager out there. Just use your connections. Like somehow I got invited backstage to Never Say Never. It's just I don't travel to Philly. But digressing. I don't understand where the kiss of my foot came into play onto this, but everybody's selling it though. So like as long as everyone else is selling it, like it doesn't have to make 100% sense.
Well, hold up, Rob K. Did somebody mention that, or that just came out just like that?
It was they referenced that was like a press release that they released first, and then they officially referenced it last night. Okay. So that came through their newswire. I don't know if they tweeted that first, but I know definitely if you have their press pass thing that came out via email. But going back at it, I am down for it. I mean, let's face it, Mance can make about anything work. When you're over, anything's possible. And he can sell it because he's just that believable on the mic. Cardona, I know a lot of people hate him, but there's a reason he's eliciting such strong responses, either positively or negatively. People aren't just staying silent about Cardona; they're making noise. Again, either positively or negatively. It's when no one's making any noise is when things are wrong. This will be interesting because I'm genuinely curious where this is going to go, and it lends itself to all sorts of shenanigans. I mean, obviously, Cardona can play Mance's game in terms of brawling because after he got fired from the WWE, he became the deathmatch king too, and held his own with the likes of Nick Gage and Game Changer Wrestling. So Cardona is willing to use all the sharp objects that Mance would be willing to use as well. And then we throw in the wild card factor is Microman going to get involved? Is the rest of the second gear crew going to get involved in some way, shape, or form? What's MSL going to do? Obviously with him involved, there's probably going to be some shenanigans. And I imagine he will be, regardless of the outcome of the match, he will probably be kissing somebody's foot, either Cardona's or Mance's. The man's already showed up on TV wrapped up like a mummy. He is willing to eat a little bit of shit for the sake of the product, regardless of whatever else we want to say about him as a character.
He's got to do something because nobody could care. No one cares what he does. Yeah,
but that's the thing though is despite that, he is willing to put himself out there and do this stupid shit, and somebody's got to do it. So but do I have a prediction of which way it's going to go? No, I have no bloody clue because Mansoor is capable of eating pins and be spotless for it. We could say he should be winning more or whatever, but really he's over enough. A loss doesn't really hurt him. He just cuts a promo or two, talked about getting fired up because of it, and then bam, we forget that his win-loss record, especially since coming back, hasn't been the most stellar. Cardona, again, we don't know how long he's really going to be around, but character-wise, again, for him to lose a match like this, as long as there's some sort of shenanigans after the fact, he brings in his own personal dentist. That's where we go. That's where we got Snitsky with the terrible teeth. He is the new wrestling dentist. He's going to yellow his teeth again, and Isaac Yankem 2.0. But again, there's so many directions it can go that I don't want to say it necessarily makes sense, but it will work. Cardona, both guys have the character to pull this off, regardless of who wins, who loses, who actually has to kiss a foot, etc. And god damn it, my wrestling muscle memory comes in, and I'm going off on tangents. Snitsky's got a foot thing too, so if we're gonna bring in Bad Teeth Snitsky, he's the one that will be kissing the feet.
Yeah, fine.
The hat is on fire today.
The Debo hat.
My wrestling memory at times is a blessing and a curse, and I just remembered Snitsky's foot fetish to go into things too. So I don't know if he's planning on being a part of the match, but in my head canon, in my Energy Dome canon, he is now.
I mean, yeah, because World Titan Federation or something like that. SGC. There's a lot that can come into play here. I would love to see Microman have like a jean jacket or something, kind of fit in with the guys. Like I said, I like what I see. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't really give a shit who wins because I think both of them are going to tear the roof off the house. I think this has an opportunity to be match of the night kind of thing.
It's going to be a fun palate cleanser, if nothing else.
Yeah, for sure. Gentlemen, I think we hit everything more. We literally did 4.5 hours. So for myself, this crazy, the smartest guy in the room, salute to the hat because the hat is on fire. Gentlemen, we're out of here. Deuces.